Recording in progress.
Okay, so we are recording, and let's go ahead and break down yesterday's trading in general, okay? Everything that went on from the buy we were looking at until the sell and so on. So let me just go into my 5-minute time frame, for example. So we started trading more or less here, 9 a.m. That's my time. Start looking at the charts. So, like always, let's lay out the confluences one by one. Come on. First confluence. You should all know this off by heart at this point. Let's do it fast. Let's not waste time. So yeah, first confluence. Come on, guys, in the chat. Well done, market structure. Let's do it fast because I know all of you know it by now. 2 fibs, well done. I see people are already going ahead. 3 S and D, which stands for supply and demand. Or liquidity, well done. Nice, guys. I love to see you all really understanding my stuff properly. That's what I love. 5, now the order doesn't matter. So yeah, session liquidity. 6, point of control. 7, imbalance. And what is the extra one? What is the extra confluence we added the last week? Which again, I've been trading the seven confluences for the past 2 years, and I added a new one few weeks ago, which is entry model. Yes, sir. Entry models. Remember, you have all of the entry models on Instagram or also in the vault, sorry. Therefore, check them out. Okay. And let's go ahead and just lay out all of the confluences. So if you remember, we also look for a buy right here. Okay. So market structure, just focusing on this area. Change of character. The change of character, we had our fib. Let's see, that I remember it lined up perfectly. We had our fib, and we had our demand zone inside our fib. With liquidity, we actually did have liquidity. Here it is equal lows. There's liquidity. Session liquidity, we did not have session liquidity. This is why the zone was mid-risk. We did not have session liquidity. We did not have the point of control. We did have an imbalance. And we actually did have an entry model as well, okay? We did have an entry model as well. So we actually, on this setup, we had 6 of the 8 confluences. The entry model is the trend reversal 1, I think it was. So price is in a downtrend, takes out this liquidity, does a change of character, creates internal liquidity. Then we look for a buy from this demand zone with all of the confluences. Okay, so we actually did have this entry model, which I shared on Instagram and on the vault. You have it everywhere. We did have this entry model to place a buy here. So this setup was valid. We had 6 of the 8 confluences, but price finally never came to the zone and just took off without giving us any chance. Okay, at this point, fib is not lining, the setup is not lining anymore. We just consider it. Invalid, okay, an invalid trade. But now let's look at the sell setup, because the sell setup is very interesting. Let me cut there. And again, with the confluences, in this case, again, if we just lay out the confluence, it's very simple, guys, very straightforward. At this point, you should all be able to do this like as easy as breathing, okay? So obviously, we have this big break of structure to the downside. As you can see, price is shifting onto a downtrend, okay? You can clearly see how the highs are all the time lower. Price even creates a lower low. We see a structural shift, okay, especially after the large pump it had. So we have the structural shift. We trace our fib. In this case, I took it from the high all the way to the low. Supply and demand. If you remember yesterday, I sent out this supply zone right here. I started entering right here at 81.2, which was this supply zone. But the actual good supply zone was this one right here. Now you will know why. Okay, this was the actual good supply zone, although it had already been mitigated, but now you will understand why. Liquidity, we obviously had all of this liquidity right here. We had plenty of liquidity. We had all of this liquidity. This clear, very clear trendline liquidity. Remember how liquidity works. Retail traders will start selling here. We'll start selling here, be placing sells. Okay, they will be placing sells, which will enable buyers, okay, to buy. And here the stop losses will be here, which will be buy orders, which will be where the liquidity traders will be placing their sells, okay? They will be filling all of this with sells, which will actually be the takeout of all of the buy orders. Then when price breaks out, remember, retail or trend line will start buying. Again, we have plenty of buy orders of the breakout traders and the stop losses of the sells, which means there's plenty of liquidity for traders to place their sells. Okay, remember how liquidity works. So we have all of this liquidity. We actually had liquidity everywhere. We had plenty of liquidity as well on these lows and so on. Okay, let's just lift this one because it's the most, like the clearest one. And now let's see if we have the extra confluences. At this point, we have clearly these 4 confluences, very clean setup. As I said yesterday, it was a very clean setup. So then session liquidity. So why was this supply zone better than this supply zone? This one was also valid, but if you remember, I told you Asian high is above, there's a high chance of price taking out the Asian high. So I remember perfectly. Asian liquidity right here, remember with the indicator. Okay, this is why it's better, this supply zone, because if this supply zone, it's as well a nice supply zone and it accounts for the Asian high being taken out, okay? Point of control, let's see where it was. Okay, did not match. Imbalance, we did not have an imbalance, and the entry model, we did not have a clear entry model. No, not in my opinion, there's no clear entry model. So yeah, and this is how it played out. Again, today's lesson, as I said, was going to be short, simple, and effective. Entered at 82.2 was my final entry right at the Asian high. Stop was right on the top of this zone, 83.2. And then it just played wonderfully. And just have a look at how price, with all of the confluences and accounting for Asian high, takes out Asian high to the pip or by 1 or 2 pips, then gives a wonderful move. See, price just takes out the Asian high. Make sure to liquidate everyone that was selling and had their stop losses until this level. And then just gives a wonderful, wonderful move. You see the power of the session liquidity. And then price went all the way, which is where we closed 90%, to our Asian low. Price went all the way, took out both sides, liquidity from both sides, took the high, took the low. This is wonderful. Okay, this is what liquidity traders, what I wish, or what I wish of. Okay, what I in my dreams I'm wishing about. I'm dreaming about Asian high being taken out with the setup, then targeting Asian low. These sorts of things are wonderful. And then this is essentially how price moved. Wonderful, wonderful. Guys, I will get back to your messages now. I will get back to your questions now. Hold on. So is it clear, guys? Is this clear? I believe it's very straightforward. It's just wonderful for me. The sorts of setups, it's just wonderful that what you can do with the right knowledge and the right setups, and just learning to stick to the setups no matter what. So let me know if it's clear. Dennis says yes. In the chat, let me know. And yeah, we will move. Yes, okay, great. As I say, this is the same, guys, as always. Same confluences, same asset, same time of the day, same everything, over and over and over again. Okay, always the same. You have to understand the market rewards those that stick to a plan and manage risk. You will have amazing days, amazing weeks, amazing months. You will have very boring days, very boring weeks, very boring months. But in the long run, the market will always reward you if you're capable of sticking to these confluences or to whatever confluences that build your strategy and managing your risk properly. Market will always end up rewarding you. Okay. So yeah, pretty much this is yesterday's setup. I'm incredibly clean. I'm still holding some. Again, 1 to 25 risk to reward for me on this one. And yeah, now feel free to ask questions, guys, and I will be answering them. Who doesn't love to wake up and just seeing price like this? Who doesn't love waking up and seeing price moving double what it moved in your direction? It's just great. So yeah, guys, go ahead with the questions. But please make sure they are not questions which have already been answered in the vault, like how to spot liquidity, how to spot imbalances, because there's so many lessons on all of that. And if not, their lesson will be very boring for everyone. So yeah, I saw some questions on the entry models. The entry models, guys, you have them. I shared them on Telegram on the vault. Okay, go into the vault and scroll up in the vault. Okay, and you will find them. I shared the pictures with explanations of each of them. So yeah, check them out. They are there. Let me know if you can't find them. What is the average hold for each trade, or just depends on the setup? Really just depends on the setup. It depends on how I'm feeling it. Yesterday, for example, I took 50% at 1 to 4. I think it was at 40 pips, more or less, something like this. I took 50% off, took some more, I think at 60, took 90% right here at this low. Well, actually a bit more, it was at 120 pips right there. I took 90% and I left a 10%, which is amounting for almost a 2% of my account. Just with a 10% of my initial entry, I'm already up 2% today just by holding that. So yeah, sometimes I will start taking profits at 1 to 1. Other times I will start taking profits at 1 to 5. It really depends on how the market is moving, how it's reacting to the setup, and at the end of the day, how I feel towards the trade. So I usually, for example, on this setup, I jumped in directly, okay? And look at the result. Sometimes it really depends. Usually, most of the times, those of you that have been with me for months or years, or for this past year, which I know many of you have been, you know, I always trade with pending orders. 90% of the time, my trades are sent out as pending orders. Just this past month or 2 months, more or less, I've been trading way more market executions, but not because I want to, basically because price has been reacting more aggressively to zones. Therefore, to avoid getting liquidated on a perfectly valid zone, I'd rather wait to see some reaction and enter them than just trading with a pending order as I usually do, and price just liquidating me and then giving the reaction I was aiming for. This is something I can't control. Once the market starts reacting like always to the zones, I will go back to pending orders. But until then, I have to wait for some reaction most of the times, okay? Not always, most of the times. So yeah. I tend to close my trades way too early as well. If I decide to hold long enough, I mostly break even. Do you have a rule? Break even is no issue. Break even is a win, okay? Just make sure you're taking profits. Sorry, let me delete this. Somebody's throwing. Sorry, guys. Sorry, hold on. I will get back to you right now. So yeah, just make sure that you are following good risk to reward. You're taking your profits when required, okay? And that's it. Just manage your trades efficiently. For example, yesterday, I took profits at 1 to 4 risk to reward. I took off 50% of my position. If price would have gone to my break even, I would have done still 2 times my risk, okay? Because if I close 50% at 1 to 4 risk to reward, that means I did 2 times my risk. If price went to break even, I do not care. It's like if I had caught a 1 to 2 risk reward and closed full at 1 to 2. Just make sure you are managing your trades efficiently. You will get to do this better, okay, with time, with experience, getting to know yourself, getting to know if you are a greedy trader or not. Therefore, just little by little adjusting how you're going to manage your trades. And yeah, pretty much this comes down to you. I like to see the setups. I like to see how price reacts to the setups, and therefore then I will decide if I'm taking profits at 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, or whatever. Okay. What time frames do I use? So this setup was on the 5-minute. The setups happen on absolutely any time frame at any time. Okay. But I like to focus on the 5-minute, 30-minute, 15-minute time frames, and during London opening all the way to New York opening. So about today's trade, what I'm monitoring, price is finally reacting nicely to the zone. But look, if you see what I was referring to when I said I like to wait for price to react, because it's reacting aggressive to zones, I would usually place an entry right here with my stop right at the tip of the zone. Price would have stopped me out if I was to enter here directly, placing a pending order like always. This is why I'm saying I am waiting to see reactions these days to the zones before entering to avoid getting liquidated on a perfectly valid zone, okay? This is why I'm still monitoring the zone. I also see Asian liquidity right here, Asian liquidity during the overlap. And yeah, this low as well here. So I believe price has a high chance of liquidating these lows right here. So we will see again, or price might shoot up, but I have to take the smartest decisions in my opinion, which is waiting for price to see if it liquidates these lows and deciding then, okay? Okay, guys, so do you have any other question? By the way, I see some of you have joined Elite. Welcome to the Elite family. And make sure you message me on Telegram so I can also give you access to the groups it comes with and give you some instruction, some guidance. Patience pays, of course it pays. So today's setup, because it's not, I do not have all of the confluences. I do have, let's see. The reason why I'm still monitoring it's because I do not have all of the confluences, okay? So yeah, market structure is bullish, or we could say we have this change of character, we have this break of structure, we have this liquidity which price has just cleared, we have this demand zone inside of the fib area, okay, which is what I was monitoring now. We don't have session liquidity, we don't have the point of control. Well, we have this old one, but I do not rely on old ones. We don't have an imbalance as it has already been mitigated. And we don't have an entry model, therefore. That's why I'm still monitoring the zone. Just a monitor zone, not trading it aggressive yet. And yeah, guys, this lesson, you are all welcome. You're all welcome. Thank you for the feedback. And this lesson will be uploaded now into the vault. Okay, so you can go back over it. And yeah, guys, I think this is it. If anyone has any question, let me know. I will answer. And I will be uploading today's lesson onto the vault for everyone to go over. Thanks, lad. Thank you. Thanks to you guys for joining, and thanks a lot for the feedback. You know, I love hearing your feedback, reading your feedback. It's what gets me going. So yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for being part of this great team. I hope you all enjoyed today's lesson. You learned something new, or you refreshed the knowledge you already have. And yeah, we'll keep on monitoring price, keep on monitoring for setups. Hopefully we get another nice setup like yesterday's, and we keep on smashing it. It has been a very, very nice month. We've got very nice trades. My two biggest trades of the year have been this month. We've got 2 trades over 1 to 20 risk to reward. Amazing. And yeah, you will see on Instagram, many people get 1 to 20 risk to rewards, but not that many people have my win rate. So yeah, very, very nice month. Let's keep it up. And yeah, let's just keep on monitoring this setup and hopefully we get a nice setup. Me personally, on today's setup, I'm waiting for the Asian low to get taken out. Price might not take it out, might give the perfect retest on this setup, but personally, I want to see, because there's just this equal lows. Price has just created right here, this equal lows plus Asian liquidity right here. There is a high chance, in my opinion, for price to take this out. So yeah, we're gonna be patient. I am going to be patient. I'm new to trading and I was thinking it's really hard, but from what you explained here, there now, or for you explain now I think it's really easy. Thank you so much, brother. Thanks for the feedback. But again, it's not easy. It's not easy. As I say, learning the setups, the strategy, and so on is pretty straightforward. Okay. Then mastering the strategy, mastering the setups, and mastering your mindset, yourself, your emotions, and so on. That's what takes long, but yeah, just focus on the strategy, focus on the setups, and you will see how it works out at the end. If you want it really bad, you will achieve it like anything in life. So yeah, guys, this is it for today's lesson. Thank you all for joining. You're the best, fellow golfer. Let's go. I have a very exciting round of golf this afternoon. I'm playing with two MotoGP legends. So yeah, very excited. And yeah, guys, I will be just monitoring what's going on and sharing with you in the pro group. Have an awesome day. Thank you all for joining and see you all in the pro group. Now with not Tiger Woods, but MotoGP, like MotoGP. I'm not sure how you call it in English. Like MotoGP, you know, like the racing bikes.